Hey everybody, it's Jason Creel and this is the Lawn Care Life. I bought 26 plants the other day. So another objective is we may have a neighbor here. We used to own this property and I sold it. So the neighbor may build a house over on this side and we'd like to create a little bit of privacy over here as well. Now, I've got a couple of small cedar trees that I can dig up that could go over here and, you know, be an evergreen. I planted this. This is a Kwanzaa flowering cherry tree. So if you're familiar with the cherry trees, there's like a Yoshino cherry tree or no, Yoshino, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. This is the Kwanzaa cherry tree and it has pink flowers and gets kind of maybe 30 feet tall and kind of wide. I planted here, but I'm already second guessing myself. I'm thinking I might not want that right here because it's gonna just be totally bald in the winter time like it is right now. And I'm thinking I might want maybe something over here that provides a little bit more of a permanent shield. Something over here that provides a little more year-round privacy. All right, so that's what I have to work with. Let me get started laying these plants out and planting them. I'll show you what it looks like when they're done. And you guys leave your thoughts in the comments. Okay, I finished planting the plants. Let me show you what I decided to do. Can't say they're gonna stay here forever, but this is where they are gonna be for now. First off, the Carolina Sapphire Cypress. These get, you know, 30 to 40 foot tall, look like a Christmas tree and used for privacy. So we keep chickens back here and I thought chicken coop's not the most sightly thing. Plus chickens in some ways need to be blocked from the wind in the winter, so I put one here that can hopefully give some privacy to my workshop back there and also to the chicken coop. You can plant those in bunches, but I decided to spread them out. Like I said, I've got my Fuji Green Giant Arborvitae right here, so I put another one of those Carolina Sapphire Cypress trees right here beside it to kind of have a different look, you know, of two different privacy plants, but not the same one. This was already here. This is, I forget what you call it, one of those Japanese, what do you call it? Japanese magnolia trees or something like that. It's saucer magnolia. It's not really exceeding expectations at this point, but hopefully it'll look decent. I got a little bitty Japanese maple over there. It's hard to see, but you know, check back with me in 10 years. This might actually look like something, but you gotta get started somewhere. So got my giant crepe myrtles that we inherited when we moved here. Here's the dogwood with the filtered sunlight and should get big, have plenty of room to grow without getting too much sun, but not still having room. So, and then I came over here and we're getting in a little bit more sunny area and I'm still trying to block the view and give a little more, you know, just some break up the open air here. So I put one of the Rosa Sharon trees right here and instead of grouping them again, I just kind of spaced them out. Going for a little more random look than a grouping look, so I'll put another one here. If I see that these are not getting enough sunlight, because there are trees here but there's a high canopy, if they're not getting enough sun and not blooming very well and growing kind of thin, then I may have to move them. The other issue, it's got a lot of bamboo over here and we're trying to get rid of it, but if I see that bamboo starts to take over and I can't keep it out, then that'll be a problem. But I put one more right here. So that's the 3 Rosa Sharons. Continue to try to give us something around the creek that looks better than nothing. All right, some of the stuff we already had. This is gonna be kind of my vegetable garden area for next year, so I'm leaving it wide open. Got my fruit plants. This is mulberry tree here. Got ran over by a truck this year, so that didn't help it. Got persimmon, blackberries. Oh man, just noticed these. Look at that. Bumper crop. I think I might eat one of those. Fig tree. Leaves are turning because of the cool weather. Peach tree, blueberry bushes. Got 21 of those, 2 muscadine vines. And then come over here, like I mentioned, there might be a house over here in the next year or two. So I want to start getting some privacy and blocking the view. So I put the other 2 Carolina Cypress trees over here, you know, spaced them out probably 30 or 40 feet apart. so that, you know, it's not going to form a solid screen, but I think it'll help block that view. And then in between them, offset a little bit, this is that cherry tree, Kwanzaa cherry tree. So it'll, you know, it's not going to be like a wall. I just couldn't get into the just building a solid wall of privacy. I wanted to kind of mix it up and layer things. So let me hear your thoughts on that. And let me show you the last couple of things. Let me show you a few more things. While I was walking around, I found a little climbing rose plant, so I moved it. This is one I found last year, trying to get it to grow up my birdhouse pole there. So I didn't start it till late in the year, so it didn't quite make it to the top, but maybe next spring it'll bloom a lot. Now these are a couple trees we planted last year. This is a maple, some kind of, you know, small maple tree. I don't know what you call them, blaze maple or something. Got real bright colored leaves in the fall. And then this is the southern magnolia tree, the one that gets really big. It's not big yet, about 6 foot tall, 7 foot tall, but one day. All right, this is a Japanese maple, maybe the worst variety I've seen. It's just a little skinny stick with next to nothing on it, and I'm not impressed with it so far, but I'm letting it live right now. I may move it back to the far back of the property where I don't have to look at it anymore. And then over here in the corner, again, we're remodeling the house. This landscape, this bed needs a lot of work, but I dug up some azaleas over here. So I put a camellia plant over here in this corner, keep it kind of shaded. I'm not exactly sure how big it'll get, but I'm thinking at least 6 foot tall, and that's probably the shadiest spot in this flower bed, kind of blocking it from the afternoon sun, but it will get a little bit of sunlight. And then I put the hydrangea right here, and it's not a limelight hydrangea, but it's kind of like that. I forget what it's called, but it's one that, you know, it gets fairly big, probably 6 foot tall and wide, and has the same looking flowers. They're like a limelight hydrangea, have big white blooms on it, and can tolerate some sun. So it should get like basically 50% sun, 50% shade over on this side of the house. Again, I've got to clean up this bed pretty seriously. And I left this camellia unplanted. I think it might go right here, but eventually it's going to be a driveway right here. So I didn't want to plant it right now because I just wasn't sure what was going to happen to it. So I'm going to wait till the construction's over and probably put it as a corner plant in the landscape and let it get nice and big. And there's the little gem magnolia. I want to save it for a featured piece in the front of the house or on the side of the house when we get done. And I really want to space it out off the corner of the house or something like that where it can have room to grow. So I need to wait before I plant it. Thanks for watching the video. Two purposes here. One, for you to learn some ideas of how you can use in your landscape, and two, for you to provide feedback for me on how I can improve mine. There's over 500 lawn care videos on the channel. I encourage you to subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.